Hello and welcome to Tabletop Dubshot, a live action role playing game of all baristas. And this is our introduction from us to you on this new podcast. I am your dungeon master, Renee, and with me.
Who am I? God. I'm Bayla. That's a loaded question. Okay,
Oh yeah.
so Bayla's a nickname of a nickname, so Kayla, but Bayla.
We have Bela, and then who else do we have with us?
My name's Jordan.
Jordan. And
Very
then
good.
finally,
Yes, we all have names and they're all fun. My name is PE, like the class, but not really.
you guys, we are super excited and thankful to be on this journey with everybody. This has been about a 2 year kind of project of love that the four of us have dedicated. But to kind of just give a little introduction and a little welcome, we all have, to some degree or other, coffee backgrounds. Some a little bit more active in it than others, but this was a group that we have kind of in some way, shape, or form united and connected in our love of like tabletop games and sharing stories. But I will have Bela go first, but just kind of sharing like what you're most excited for the podcast.
I am super excited for actually, oh, I guess now past tense, but having done my first official D&D campaign, because I've only done like a weird homebrew before. So now this is less weird, more structured, and just learning and getting to broadcast my first experiences with everyone with all
Love
the
that.
mistakes.
We all learn and we all play together. And then Jordan, we'll just let people introduce themselves. In what are you most excited for this podcast?
I think the group for one. I love you guys, and this is only my second time playing, or I guess starting a campaign. But creating the character is just so interesting and fun. But now that I have experience, I'm excited to really be able to like dive into the character. I guess not necessarily better, but with a better understanding of like how to do that and like really pouring into character development and see where I guess the campaign and the story takes me because I don't get to decide those things.
And PE, what are you most excited for?
Oh, you know what I'm most excited for. My favorite part about playing Dungeons and Dragons is laughing and and making my dungeon master's job a little bit harder. I love the shenanigans. I love telling stories, making things up, throwing curveballs at my friends, and seeing if they can play along. I'm looking at you, hot salad. You'll know what that means or not. And in the
They'll
deep cut,
never know.
Also,
you'll
I
never
get no one. This is from a semi-erased episode that has already been semi-recorded, so we re-recorded. But none of you listening will ever know about hot
Yeah.
salad. So
Hey, we also love inside jokes, so hopefully you can catch on to some of those. And yeah, I'm excited to share something and have a little bit of pressure to create something that other people might enjoy, not just myself, because tabletop games we often find are extremely fulfilling selfishly, but I want to see if, other people can join in on our fun, and life's better lived together, so why not?
we are going to be playing the for people that have played or are somewhat familiar with D&D or any similar like tabletop games. We are going to be playing the 2014 rules version of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. For anybody listening that hasn't played, isn't really sure what that means,
You don't need to
don't
know.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. For anybody that does know D&D or has played it before, we may at some point during this campaign switch over to the 2024 rules. No decision has been made in that regards, but 2014 rules are just the rules that we originally started with. I think it's the rules that the four of us are the most comfortable and most familiar with. And so we are going to be sticking with those rules, at least for a while.
And to be
And
completely honest, we don't even play by those rules all the time either. So,
Yeah.
for those of you looking at the rule book while listening to this, stop that right now.
don't
You're not in
don't
school.
judge.
Wait,
We're here for fun. Okay.
I thought you guys
Uh,
were teaching me correctly. What's going on?
no, listen.
We are.
We waited 2 years to tell you this, Bela.
Oh God.
It would be absolutely haunting to look back and just be like, "Oh, all the things they said were wrong."
Oh
Oh man,
well.
imagine going to somebody else's house and they're like, "We're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons," and you say, "I've been on a podcast of Dungeons and Dragons. I would love to play," and none of the
It's
rules are the
not.
same. It does
Bela, you
not
don't
translate at all.
those
That
aren't
sounds
rules.
like a later
Yeah,
problem, but that's okay.
yeah. Bela,
Uh,
where's your dice?
We
You
we
not
need dice?
you guys
don't
use
play rock
dice?
paper scissors for initiative. Come
Well,
on
I
now.
That honestly would be so wild. I think for anything that's like a combat more like of more than like 6 people, and you're like,
Dude, pure
"Oh, yeah."
Fire Emblem rules. It's just rock paper scissors, and you win. Renee, I feel like we kind of skipped over you, but what are you most excited for?
I'm excited to play with my friends. I'm excited to get to finally be in this world. So, kind of also getting to talk a little bit about what you guys can expect. We are playing in a homebrew world that I have made up. That I've made the general kind of like skeleton of the world and kind of what to expect, and then my lovely players get to fill everything in. But I'm excited to get to just see a world fully come into fruition and just to tell a story with my friends. I'm very, very thankful to be playing with some of the most creative and kind and talented people on the planet. And so getting to share a story with all of you listening, even if it's just one of you or thousands of you, I'm very, very excited to just kind of get to share a story. And I'm sure they kind of feel the same way, but there's something very impactful and very beautiful about like a story. And like a story is beautiful because it's funny and it's heartwarming and it's like adventurous and it's tragic, and I'm just hoping to tell a story that kind of fits all that. So, as far as kind of what the theme is, or kind of like what the tone of it is, it's a little bit of everything. And so, serious moments in this campaign are going to be serious, goofy moments are going to be goofy, and then usually we're going to be somewhere in the middle of that. But for our players, again, we'll just kind of go in the same order. You don't have to go into full detail, but if you want to just give us a name of what characters you guys are playing.
Ooh, I am playing Miss Valentina.
Very cool. Jordan
I am playing Pierce. Pierce Shadows.
and PE.
Please excuse my glottal stops. I love them. I am playing Buka Ana Sulukan, and you know him as Buka.
And I am playing everything and everyone else. And so, as the dungeon
Great name.
master, I get to kind of be all the good guys and the bad guys. I'm going to be everybody that's going to be helping my players and wishing them success. And I'm also going to be every bad guy that is wishing their demise. And so, for all of you listening, that which I feel will be a lot of people that don't necessarily have a full like grasp or haven't played Dungeons and Dragons but are curious, just know that there are roles and we'll be rolling dice and we'll be following kind of like the rules of the game. But as far as like the kind of purpose of it and what you can expect, it's us telling a story, and the dice just kind of help facilitate that. And so if you're listening and have zero clue what's going on with Dungeons and Dragons or these rules or what a perception check is or what a wisdom saving throw is, that's okay. Once we start playing, a lot of the rules kind of make sense. And so any kind of weird rules or anything that's kind of like an uncommon rule, we also tend to like explain. Also, the four of us by no means are professional dungeon masters or professional Dungeon and Dragons players. I think we're just here to mostly just enjoy the game. And so there's times where we might get a rule wrong, or as the DM, I might bend the rule a little bit. And so it just kind of whatever I feel like fits the narrative of the story the best. But don't feel intimidated on not knowing. If you enjoy like a good story, I think that's kind of what you can expect. And so that's all I have really. Any kind of parting thoughts, my friends?
Hmm.
If you're anything like me, just very, especially learning something new, I'm just really curious. So when things happen, I tend to hear a spell and I look it up so I understand how it works too, even if it's not my spell. I encourage you to do that while you listen. It's the easiest way to learn. I think early on and in certain moments, we may do a little bit of explaining. It'll start out slow, and as we play more, as our characters develop, it'll probably get more complicated. But if you want to understand the mechanics of the game, follow along with a little Google search here and there.
I like that.
Yeah, I hope you have as much fun as we've been having. To peek behind the curtain, we are recording this after episode what? 10?
10. Mhm.
Episode 10. We've recorded 10 episodes and we've played many hours together. And I will say, if episode 1 feels like episode 1, it's because that's episode
It's
1.
episode 1.
And I'm just going to echo Renee here. I hope you enjoy following along, and I hope we make you laugh. Renee hopes he makes you cry. Jordan hopes you can picture him swinging a big old sword around. And Val is hoping to share her teenage angst for sure.
Hey, it's a phase we all never grow out of. But honestly, I'm most excited to be your background noise, to like accompany you on your drives to work, your drives home from work, just something to kick back and relax and just enjoy the story. So I'm excited to be there to make your moments less mundane.
I love that. I'm excited to be on this journey with all of my lovely players and my good friends. I'm excited to be on this journey with anybody listening. I hope you feel that you get to be a part of this story as well. But something you can just kind of expect is we'll be releasing episodes every Thursday. Time to be decided. But at some point on Thursday, an episode will be released. And that's just going to be something that we're excited to just share with you guys. So please let your friends know. Let your family know. If you want to start a group, tag us. We'd love to hear all these amazing stories and about the stories that you guys hopefully feel inspired to start on your own as well. But beyond that, this is our humble welcome for into the world of Solivant, the world that we will be diving deep into for this campaign. And other than that, just cue the music.